Okay, so this video is instructions for the virtual lab on collisions. This is the handout that you should have right here, and I'm just going to go over a few directions. Now, this is going to be covering collisions, and it's something that we want to look at before we start talking about it. Something called the law of conservation of momentum. And the law of conservation of momentum says that momentum is not created or destroyed in a collision. It's just transferred to the other object, and that the initial momentum before the collision equal of the two objects equals the momentum after the collision of the two objects. If you add those together, and you'll see that in this PHET. So it tells you in the beginning to open the following simulation. It's already on Schoology. You can just open that link, and it says adjust the buttons and boxes in the green box on the right. For velocity vectors and momenta diagram. And it's going to tell you to run the simulation. You just want to get used to it to see what it does. And then you can use the table below and record 6 different scenario collisions. Be sure to include trials where A and B have the same mass, where A and B have different masses, where A and B are headed in the same direction, and where A and B are headed in the opposite direction. So you're going to do 6 overall trials, and you need to put those in there somewhere, and you're going to be recording the mass of object A, mass of B, the initial velocity of A, the initial velocity of B, P of A, that is the momentum of A before the collision, the momentum of B before the collision, and then P of A after the collision is the momentum after the collision of the object A, and P of B after the collision is the momentum of B after the collision. So, and it says first to set the elasticity. There's 2 types of collisions. All right, so when we look at that, I think it's set to select velocity and momentum diagram. Maybe one of those 2. This might be a little bit different than what that other one said to select. Let me. It said to select momentum diagram and velocity vectors. The vectors just show you the directions that it's heading in. I don't see where, it just shows you where it's going. So you click on more data because that's going to, give you your momentum and stuff. And if I have my masses, you want to do at least, a couple of them where the masses are the same. And, one, you can do different velocities, but if you do one where it stands still, and the first one you're doing it where it's just elastic. It says 100%. There's elastic collisions to where when they hit, they don't attach to one another. That is a elastic collision. All right. If you look at an inelastic collision, when 2 things hit, they stick together and their final velocities are the same. So for the first set of data, you're doing elastic collisions, and for the second set, you're doing inelastic where they stick together. But you click on more data, you record the mass of the first ball and the second, and then the velocities of them, and then the momentum. These are the initial momentums of each. The momentum of A would be 1.00. The momentum of B would be 0 since it's not moving. And then afterwards you see, and what you want to do is once you look at it then, it will tell you the velocity. Actually, I think when you do it, as soon as they hit, you want to record it, stop it, because if you let it go through, you probably want to put it on slow, where it shows you, and you can stop it, and it will show you that the velocity then of the first one stops at 0, and then its final momentum is 0, and then the mass of the second ball, once it moves, its momentum goes to 1.0. And what you will find is that if you add up the initial momentums of both balls and then the final momentums of both balls or objects, they're going to equal one another, because that's according to the law of conservation of mass. Even though the momentum changes of the first ball after the collision, all that momentum is pushed onto the second object. So you want to do, like it says, a couple where they're going the same speed, a couple, then you can change the velocities. Say if I change one, here's velocity to 3, you can only do negative 3 to 3. Remember, negative makes it move to the left. And if I run this again, and then it returns there. And this time, when I go, it's telling me that both of them are going to be moving to the right. If you notice that the final momentum. Now, one thing you'll notice, if you do the first object, if you put it at, let's see, if I clear it out, remember that. For some reason, you might have to click off of it, go back, explore 1D, and I don't know why it's not letting me do this. I might have to go to Home, Intro, Explore 1D, and it's not letting me reset these. And you don't really have to click on that velocity vector to show you. I don't know, but you can do this through the intro also by clicking on more data. You change the velocity, say, of this first one. If you changed it to 3, going that way, they never combine, so that wouldn't work right there. You want to be careful about how you do your velocities, where it will work out. Now, if you do the velocity, say the first one to be 2 and the second one to be negative 3, you could change the velocities, hit enter. You can click off those arrows. If it bothers you, click off that velocity box if it gets in your way. And you record your initial, these are your initial momentums and initial velocities. And then after the collision, you would, you have your initial velocities there, or initial momentums. And you click on that and you see, then you have the momentum changes. And you have a negative momentum for something that moves to the left. If you notice, the first object moved to the left, so its final momentum after the collision was negative 4.19. And you would record those. And once you record these, in the first object there, remember to do these different scenarios. When they're heading in the same direction, that's when they both have positive velocities, and A and B are heading in the opposite direction. Means one of them will have a negative velocity when they combine. If you go down here, then you'll go to the second page here, and for your first set of data, it wants the total momentum before the collision. That's when you'll add up your P of A. The P is your momentum of your the A object. Add that to the initial momentum of the B object, and then you add them together for the final momentum. After the collision, add up the two objects, and these numbers here, if we go here and here, this one you're adding up the initial A plus B, and then the final momentums of A plus B. Those numbers should be the same right there. That's according to the law of conservation of momentum. The momentum of the first object just goes to the momentum of the second object, and you add them up. That obeys that law of conservation of momentum. So you'll do that for each one of your trials. And then for your second one, it wants you to change the elasticity slider set to 0 and repeat the simulation. I think it wants you to use the same masses and the same initial velocities that you used in the first part. It just wants you to show how it's going to change once they stick together. So when you go to this time and you move this slider over to inelastic, that means they're going to stick together, that type of collision. And when you bump these together, as soon as they bump together and start to move, you want to stop it. You can do it in slow motion. Again, if you notice they hit, then they go. It doesn't matter when you stop it, and you see how the momentum changes for each object. But you want to know that to record your initial masses and your initial velocities there, and then after they collide. If you notice their velocities now, it's moving to the left, and their velocities are both negative 1.19 because they're final velocities. In an inelastic collision, the final velocities are going to be the same because the objects stick together. But you still record that negative 1.47. That would be your final momentum after the collision of the first mass. Negative 1.79 would be the final momentum of the second mass. You record those numbers. You would record those numbers, and then you will take whatever you get right here and right here, add those together, and that number would go right here. Total momentum of both of them before, and then whatever you get for the two momentums of each object afterwards, you add those together, that number, and that will go right here, and you should see that those two are equal according to the law of conservation of momentum. Now you might want to run this before to make sure, like what I said earlier, if you're going in the opposite direction. If you put one of them velocity 1 and second ball at velocity 3, you're going to see that they never collide, and you want them to collide, so you might want to run it before you put your numbers in. And remember that first part to change, follow the directions, have some of your trials with the same masses are the same, some where the masses are different, some where the velocities are going when the objects are moving towards one another, and other ones when the objects are moving away from one another. And you want to do 6 trials for each of these parts.